The sound of my doorbell interrupted my cool-down sequence after my yoga workout, and I was tempted to just let whoever was ringing it just sit there until I came back into my body. I'd recently taken up the practice to help alleviate the massive amounts of stress I'd been under from moving back to my hometown. My dad's health, coupled with the fact that our family business was on the skids, really did me no favors, considering that I'd also been staring down the barrel of the demise of my relationship. Realistically, I'd known that Christian wasn't that guy, but I'd tried like hell to overlook his shortcomings and make something shake between us regardless. What a fool's mission that had been, because I set myself up for a heartbreak far greater than one I could have avoided had I just listened to my gut in the first place. Dad had never liked him on the couple of occasions that they'd met, and neither had Alma. Dad not really liking him didn't mean much because he wasn't a fan of any boy or man that I'd brought around who was trying to court me. But Alma having her misgivings was the most massive red flag that I ignored because I felt like I was at a time in my life where settling down and committing to a man was the next step of my life's master plan. I'd achieved professional acclaim through being published in some of the most prestigious journals in my discipline. I was on track to become tenured at the institution for which I taught. So naturally, this man, who had already given a few of my life's best years already, was meant to be the one who would stick around for the long haul. Never mind the fact that he complained about my dedication to my work while being wholly consumed to the point of distraction with his. Never mind the fact that he would never give me a straight answer about wanting kids or a family, despite me constantly saying that was one of my most ardent goals. Never mind the fact that he was estranged and had never introduced me to anyone in his family. The last one was the most critical, considering that we'd lived in his hometown area and I'd made the effort to integrate him into the life of my loved ones as deeply as our lives were enmeshed. In the 3 years that Christian and I had dated, I'd yet to meet anyone who had known him any longer than I had. In the end, I'd learned that was purposeful. Shaking off that journey, my mind decided to travel down as I weighed opening the door or not. I decided not to be a jackass and at least see who it was. Most likely it was CG, who had been watching my interaction with Wayland last night like a hawk. Since she and Will were tied together at the hip, she'd been on me heavily, trying to make fetch happen with me and Way. I'd had to tell her several times that despite what she may have thought, he and I were never romantically inclined or involved.